Alright guys, now we're going to go into the Emperor card. The Emperor, of course, represents authority, power, structure, will. So I want you to move back in time to when having an emperor was, a normal thing, and he ruled the community and he was the ultimate person in charge. When I move into this card and I move into the feeling of being the emperor, right? So what I'm doing is I'm stepping into pretending that I am this person so that I can feel what thoughts and feelings this archetype might be expressing and embodying. And he feels very stern. He feels very much like he's in power. He knows he's in power. He is fully in acceptance of his role of being the power leader in the community. He feels very wise to me. He feels like he has been there and done that. Like he has ruled for many, many years. Being in authority is normal to him. Being a leader comes naturally to him, right? It's who he's always been. He was brought up to be this person. He's this person now. Like he's got all of those traits of someone who is very much in authority in his life. So the other thing that I feel from this card is that the Emperor is very much about law and order. He's about governance. He's about rules. He's about this is how we do things. Like this is the order I've set up. This is the structure I've set up. This is the rules that everybody's going to follow, right? So he has experience. He has a wealth of knowledge. He is very adept because he's been ruling for a long time. And he has ideas about what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. And he also expects everybody to follow what he has put forth, right? As the leader, he expects everyone to follow him. So this is very much a leader energy card, right? The other thing that I feel with this card is a little bit like father energy. Not a lot, but a little bit, right? Like the guidance of someone who is very adept and experience in his field of choice, in his knowledge base, or in his craft. The other thing that I feel from this card is I see almost like a emperor of the past when he would have been sitting in his tent with all of his advisors and they would have been going over battle plans, right? So what that means to me is that the Emperor is very much into using his intellect, into using a plan, into maybe talking with some advisors, but only a few trusted advisors. Like he doesn't go off and ask everybody what they think. You know what I mean? The Emperor wouldn't do that because why would he do that? He's the leader. He's not going to do that. So he might take a few close confidants into consideration in regarding his upcoming plans or projects for something. But he would ultimately make his own decision, right? He would take what they have to say into consideration a little bit, but ultimately it's going to be his decision, it's his authority and his leadership, and he's going to do what he wants, and he's going to do what makes sense to him intellectually and logically. So this, of course, obviously, as the Emperor, all the male energies and all the ways of operating in maleness, I could think of a better way to say that, but you know what I mean, all the ways that men will automatically operate, which is through having a plan, being action-oriented, doing things in order, seeing it to the end, very much, not doing things intuitively, not doing things the way that the Empress would have done them, but doing things the way that the action-oriented male authority figure would do them is very much how the Emperor is going to operate. So expect there to be an action plan with bullet points and a 5-page spreadsheet about it, right? So the other thing that I feel from this card is, of course, he's very much the expert, and he's very much the, like, a great depth and wealth of experience, okay? So now let's move into what the opposite of this card is. The opposite of this card might mean somebody who doesn't acknowledge their power, somebody who doesn't feel powerful, somebody who feels powerless and maybe is resentful of people in power, somebody who feels that, they are not acknowledged, they are not seen for the leader that they are. They're not seen for the intellect, the great skill that they have. So this card can also represent somebody who's feeling upset that people won't follow him or tell him what to do. Basically somebody not embodying their leader energy and their energy of having great wisdom. So maybe this card represents someone who knows very little on the subject, but they think that they know like all these things, right? And so they expect everybody to listen to them, but really people don't listen to them because they know that he doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? So that would be the opposite. That would be the Emperor reversed, all right? The other thing that this might represent is some sort of like controlling institution or patriarchal sort of system or business or something like that, and it doesn't feel good to you, right? Like you don't like that sort of archetypical energy of everything's black and white and this is how it is and this is the way we've always done it, so this is what we're gonna do, right? So it could be some sort of like rebelling against that sort of energy. All right? Okay, let's go on to the next card.